think there's a height limit here. So I went to the doctor today. He said, well, Steve, I got some good news and bad news. I was like, what's the bad news? He's like, you're short. He's like, Doc, I don't know if you know this, but I already knew that. I was like, well, what's the good news? He's like, there ain't none. I just wanted to say that. So I feel like being short, there's like a limit that's just like, it sucks. So like in the back there, my boss was like, hey, can you grab that? I just looked at him. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He goes, I have a little step ladder for you. So, and then like I've also learned, if you're a teacher, don't tell a short person, hey, you can be anything you want to be. Because what if he wanted to be an NBA player like me? It just doesn't work. That's like telling Shaq, hey, you can be anything you want to be. What if he wanted to be a horse jockey? I'm going to let that sink. So, does anybody, you don't have to yell it out, or you can raise your hand. No, I'll notice if you raise your hand. But has anybody like driven like really terrible cars?
Oh yeah, my car.
Like, I mean terrible? Well, I have a story for you. So in college, I had a 1980 Audi. Sounds cool, looks cool. It sucked. So the passenger side of the door had no door handle because it got broken into. So you literally could not get in. So at a date, whenever I had to go on a date, I was always nervous to, I'm just going to reach out over here. I was always nervous to go on a date with a girl in college because of this car. And even my family were like, well, why? No, it'll work. I was like, no, it won't work. So finally I got a date, and she's like, sure, I'll go. So I went to pick her up. I wanted to be a gentleman. I wanted to open the door. Couldn't do that. The only way to open it, from the driver's side door, reaching all the way to get it. And my little short arms couldn't get it, so I had to actually climb over the seat and unlock it. So if she actually got in the car after that hysterical thing, I realized, okay, she either drives a crappy car or she had been with a crappy car. So one of those two. And then also the other problem is the little light switcher thing. I don't even know what you call it. I call it the stupid stick. And so that broke off eventually. And at one point, I would drive and hold up the light, drive with one hand. I look like a stupid person, just holding it up like this with the lights on while driving, trying to also use my pinky. I multitasked this car to the max. And then I got pulled over. And I'm just sitting here, and I have to do this, roll down the window. He's like, sir, do you know why I pulled you over? I was like, no, officer. And I let go. And then the lights turned off. He's like, sir, you got a problem. It's like, yeah, I know. So that actually broke off, and the only way for me to actually turn the lights on is I had to have 2 screwdrivers. I am not making any of this up. I would have to hammer it in to pop it in. So on any person in the car, on a date or friends, family, they're like, you need a new car. I would just turn back, no kidding! So that's that car. So, and then I finally upgraded. I upgraded to a Mustang GT. I know. Yeah. Cool. That's cool. Fast and fun. So the first time I finally bring it in here to Monterey, PG, I get to a stoplight. I know, right? So I get to the stoplight, and this priest comes driving up. This old lady tells me to roll down my window, so I roll down the window. Actually hit the button, because this is the first time I ever had a button. I could hit the button. Ooh, yeah, I have a stereo. I'm living the life. And she goes, hey. I was like, what, man? She's like, that's bad for the economy. I looked at her, I was like, economy? She goes, you know what I mean? I was like, you mean the ecosystem? She goes, whatever. So I just drove off. I was like, try to catch me now. So I've always wondered, what if you put a V8 in a Prius? The car would go, but the tires would stay. And yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I actually have been in a Prius, don't like it.
Prius are fast though, dude. They actually are.
They're not fast. Have you ever seen a Mustang? Have you ever seen a Prius outrace a Ferrari? Nope. No. There you go. What else? So I used to work in the film industry. Now you're all wondering, wow, he works at a coffee shop. So I got fired from working in the industry. And it was because of an actor I'm kidding, because it was me. So I was on set with a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I'm the type of person that doesn't think all the way, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna open up my dumb mouth. So during lunch, I was a PA, by the way. I feel like I missed that key point. So I was a production assistant, which means I go get coffee. The irony is, I manage a coffee shop, so it works out fine. So, back to the story. During lunch break, everyone's like, oh, I can do impersonations. And I'm keeping my mouth shut because I just want to hear, what can I do? I'm hearing like Kevin Costner, Kevin Spacey, all kinds of actors. And I was like, hey, I can do a voice. And they're like, what can you do? I was like, I can do Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it was an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And they're like, do it. I was like, well, we have to go do the movie set. And they're like, okay, here's the deal. You do it during dailies. And what dailies is where you take all the footage and you go through all the different scenes for editors to go through so they can edit it all. It's a completely boring job, and I wanted to do that. So I was like, all right, I'll do it, I guess. And no one's gonna be in there. It's just the director and like the first AD, no worries. So I was like, okay, I can do that, no problem. And they wanted me to do it during a scene where it went all quiet and you just saw Arnold Schwarzenegger just drop. And I was like, okay, I can do that. I get in there and I didn't know the producer, the director, the cinematographer, every stinking person that holds the fate of my career in their hands in that room. So I sit in the back, and the guy who made me do this dare, bet, whatever you want to call it, he's like, all right, here's your opportunity in 5 minutes. I was like, no, those guys right there hold the living career in their hands. And they're like, oh, do it. You're not going to get fired. I was like, you want to bet? And they're like, do it. You won't. I was like, all right, fine. So as he drops, I go, Maria, give me the stock, get to the chopper, everybody down. I didn't know this, but Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the back room. He walks in. He's like, hey, who did that? I was like, I am you. He's like, who are you? I am you. And he went on and on and on, and everyone's like, this is no. So the next day, in the 1980 Audi, that car, I drive into the set at Paramount, and they're like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, I'm here to do the movie. They're like, you're fired. I was like, oh yeah, that did. Yeah.